New research shows that more than a third of us have a whole room in our homes filled with junk that could be earning us some cash. Now I'm here with Natalie, who's keen to try and raise some money. And Natalie, I've had a look around your flat with property expert Michael Holmes, and we found a room full of junk. Do you want to see what he said about it all? Well, this is Natalie's spare room. There's a lot of junk in here. Why can't people throw things away?
So I have seen a great deal worse than this. This isn't bad, but people tend to hoard their junk. Some of us are convinced that we will use them again one day, and very often we won't. And sometimes we just think there's too much value to part with these things. You just can't throw things away that you've paid for.
Now, research from Big Yellow Self-Storage has found that 3/4 of us could be hoarding absolutely useless items, which could instead be earning us hundreds of pounds. Now, why is that?
Well, because the room they're currently sitting in could be worth serious cash. You can rent a room out for, on average, £5,000 a year across the country, tax-free. Now, that's very useful income that could really make a big difference for a lot of families. The government give you it tax-free because there's a rent-a-room incentive scheme. Now, contrast that with the cost of putting all those valuable things that you do want to keep into storage at around £1,100 a year. You can see there's nearly £4,000 to be made per household just for renting the room out.
Oh my God, that is a lot.
Well, Michael, that's all very well and good, but some people just don't want to share their home with someone else. So, can we still clear the junk and make storage pay?
Well, there are alternatives. You could just rent that room out Monday to Friday to a commuter who could save the cost of travelling into work every day and just go home on the weekend, so you've got the house to yourself when you want it. They've got a room when they need it. Very good way of making money, but still have the place to yourself on the weekend. An alternative, though, is to use storage, somewhere like Big Yellow Self-Storage, as a way of creating a buffer zone between homes. So, for instance, if you want to sell your house or take on a renovation project, you can move into a rented property or a room and meanwhile put your stuff into storage, which allows you then to be a cash buyer, and you can drive a really hard bargain in the current market. Alternatively, if you take on a wreck, somewhere that's not livable at the moment, all your stuff safely stored away, you're in a cheaper rental property, and meanwhile you can get on with doing a renovation project.
So, Natalie, what do you think of that?
I'm really shocked, actually. I always thought of it as a junk room, but to think I could be getting 320 quid a month, I mean, I know what I'll be doing this weekend.
So there you have it. Clearing away what's currently cluttering up our spare rooms could make UK households a whopping £38 billion a year. And since a third of us say that we'd rent out a room to try and beat the credit crunch, it looks like it's time to get packing.